Hello, hello. I will wait till see if anybody else shows up. If not, shoot, I'm out. Just kidding. Kind of, not really. Hi. Welcome to the live on this channel. How's it going? Let me know how the volume is. I messed with the camera, and the last time I did that, I sounded like shoot. So just let me know. Give it a little longer. See who pops on in. So I planned on looking so pretty. Like, that's always my goal. Like, I want to feel so pretty. And then this morning I did a shadow work workshop and I said, screw that. I don't care. Like, this is what you get today. It was nuts and powerful. And I think sometimes it's going to be less than what it is. So that's that. So I'm doing a hat day and being chill instead. So say hello. Let me know how the volume is for people coming in. See if we can even communicate. See if the chat's not working. Or if the volume sounds good. All right, just check it. That sounded dramatic. Yay. Yay, hi again. I am well enough to be here right now. Being chill is best. Yes, I was like, I don't care about my makeup now. Like, I cried. I was drenched in sweat. I mean, I cleaned up, but I'm like, I really don't care. Hi, Donita. Yeah, so like I said, she knows what's up for today. It was a heavy morning. Very good, but heavy morning. And I got to tell you guys, stuff changed again. So like what I noticed about today, and I'm sure you can probably attest to this, is that I used to do more of like a calling in energy. Today it like took over. Like I realized I didn't even get to do my normal speech or anything. Like I was just all of a sudden energetically throwing up. So it was intense and nuts, and things are changing for me for sure when I do my sessions. And so, that goes to as well as how I feel afterwards now. And you're right. I do have to like adjust a little bit. And I'm craving again, like tomatoes and things like that. So I do have to go replenish. But I'm good to be here. Hi, everybody. Come on in. But I do have this weird nervous feeling going on in my solar plexus. Right before I got on, I'm like, oof, what is that? Like, what is that? I'm not sure what that is. And then I was like, well, let's see if Spirit has a message to give. And sure enough, don't you know, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things we can talk about. So there's definitely a message to be had. So I will be here whenever there's a message to be had. But I feel like something's in the air. So I was like tuning in, like something's happening. That's how I feel right now. I don't know what that means. But my solar plexus is going insane. Like, it's just like, it's okay. So when I tune in, it's like, it's up and down, like something might be happening, take your breath away moments. And so that's all I kept getting. So that's that. I don't know what that means. Hi. Hello. Hi, Angela. Hello. Yeah, it was intense, right? Just like, I don't know. Like, I can't explain it. It's weird. Then I'm like, now who am I? Crap. Like, the moment I get used to something, it changes. But welcome to True Awakening 101 on speed dating, right? Like I said before, it's kind of like speed dating. It's like, oh, we don't have time. Like, either you're waking up or you're not, because there is something happening. And that's part, it's like, if you don't think anything's happening, if you really do believe everything is just a conspiracy theory, why so many of them all of a sudden? It's not just one, it's not just two, hell, it's not just five. You've got every light worker on the planet, which all of a sudden multiplied, by the way. All of a sudden, everybody's a card reader and all this kind of stuff. Just wake up. And they're all tapping into the same things, some on different levels than others. And so where does that go with the conspiracy theory, right? Like how far, at what point do you draw the line now on conspiracy theory and what might be happening? And so that's also coming up, perspective, right? Awakening on steroids. That's right. Just like when I gave birth, they did that stupid, with my daughter, all of a sudden they're like, she's got to come out. And so they gave me that Pitocin, but I was all natural. And that's like, labor on crack is what they told me. Like it went like intense from 0 to 100, just like boom. And that's what I think it was, like awakening on steroids, like giving birth on on steroids, right? Like it was nuts. And that's how it's been this last year or two. So if, let's say, there's nothing happening in the world, let's go with the cynics. Let's go with the people who keep unfriending and the people who keep saying we're all nuts. Okay, let's go with that. If that is the case, then what the heck's been happening? Can you not see that it's already like a Star Wars movie? That's what I attribute it to. It's like Star Wars. I can hear the boom, boom, right? I'm the Jedi. I've got the Force. Right? I've got the Force. And people who awaken through me, they got the Force too. Trust me. That makes me laugh. I'm here to make myself laugh today, so I'm here hoping you're here to laugh too. Yeah, see, Angela, yeah. She's like, I helped give that in the, yep. And when I had that, man, I went from, what was I, like 3 to 8 within a half an hour. Like I don't know if they, what happened, but it was like super, whoo, and then it was like, whoo, and then I remember screaming, and the doctor's like, don't scream, push. I'm like, okay. And then it was like 2 pushes, and boom, she was welcome to the world. And then I was up, and so here's the thing is, they tried to give me an epidural in that time too, but it didn't take, of course, or the lady missed or something. And then I didn't think about it because I felt everything. So I got up because the nurses weren't coming back, had to move rooms, carried my baby hours after birth. Now I have these crazy migraines, so I think they messed up my spinal cord. But that's neither here nor there. That was craziness of the medical world, right? But yeah, that's how the awakening's been this last couple of years. It's like on drugs. You are either waking up or you're not. And that's the message coming in today too, is what are we anchoring into, right? So let's look at it from the outside perspective. All of these people now, all of a sudden, they're the ones who are all messed up. Like there's so many conspiracy theories happening, but then break it down. Like, is it normal stuff? Like really pay attention to what's going on. Really keep going further down in there, just paying more attention, then asking more questions. And then when you're seeing it, we'll talk. You know what I'm saying? Like what are you anchoring into? Like, are you anchoring into the old world? So there's that other talk, right? Like there's 2 worlds to anchor into, 2 timelines is basically that same thing. It's like, what are you choosing to anchor into? Are you holding on to old concepts, old aspects that we don't want to let go of? Or are we anchoring into, maybe we are going into as above, so below. Maybe the world really is ascending. Things are definitely not normal. You can even look up videos about astrology within the last 6 months and the changes that they're seeing, all the new discoveries, they kind of do line up with shit I've been saying. So I'm just saying, it's okay if you think we're all wrong, but if for some reason something's sparking your attention, if you want to take it down into the other aspect of things and look at it. So somebody has to hear this message, so I have to give it out. It's like, at what point are you going to notice that these are bigger than just that conspiracy theorist who says the world is going to end in 1999 or 2000 or whatever that was, that weird guy? Okay, so there's a difference. Like, I don't think I've ever once said the world is going to end. But I have definitely said it's a change in ways, and that's what's come through for me too. It's like, if you even look at my awakening, if you look at each individual person's awakening over the last 2 years, it's all insane. At what point do you draw the line to? Maybe there is something going on here, and maybe I need to just question more, right? At the very least, what are we anchoring into? The old world is definitely ending. Yes, and that's what's going on, you guys. And if you, I can't not get real. Like, this is who I am. And if I really delve deep into how I awoken and the steps that I went through and what happened to me, it might actually help somebody. And so they've kind of tapped into talking about that a little bit as well, because I'm not normal. I'm not like anybody else. I've said that before too. But I feel like more and more people are not normal all of a sudden, you know what I mean? And they're going through things that are not normal. And on a big, massive level, people may not understand what's going on. And it can cause a lot of fear and confusion. And it can cause people to anchor into the wrong things as well. So it's kind of coming up to, be mindful to those around us, be mindful to your own inner thoughts. Like, are you struggling? What are you struggling for? What's going on? Question further. That's first step to awakening. Hey, what's up? What up? First step to awakening. Asking questions. Something's not right. Let's investigate. Nowhere I go on the outside world is making sense. So I start to look inside. I start to calm my own mind. That's what happened to me. This is my awakening. Crap got really, 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 really real for me. It was like trauma my whole life, But then when my dad died, like I said, my mind kind of just went. So I had to have a trauma-induced awakening, because it was still in the denser energies, even though not as dense, but that's how mine started. Oh, good. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know if you wanted me to ask on here, Kathleen, but I was thinking about you. No wonder. That's so good. You're so welcome. And Donita is like, what's normal? Exactly, right? Like, what is normal? But my awakening, I had gone to therapy. I was a therapist, you guys. I have a psychology degree. That's like, I come from an educated background. I've also been in the medical field. So what I do talk about doesn't just come from an empty space when I talk about the wellness of self, the mind, and what I've experienced on a spiritual realm. It's all been very fast and only within the last 2 years, but I'm very highly connected. That's just what it is. I can't deny it. It's okay, Angela. I went through that for a reason. It's part of my purpose here. Now, looking back, my whole life hasn't really been mine. And I always knew that. I always knew that behind everything there was a purpose. And I always went off my instinct and didn't fit in anywhere. Like, no joke. And within the last year, anybody I know that had karma to clear with me, they've been calling me out of the blue saying, I'm sorry. Like, it's the craziest stuff. Like, you can't make up. It's very purposeful, but we all have purposeful lives, right? For our own story. Yep. See? Yes. So that's just it. And I've said that before too, is pay attention to everything you've picked up in your life and everybody you've come across. And that's part of your purpose. And it will make sense if you're open to it. You'll know exactly what tools to pull out and when, for yourself or for others. Because none of us are really here just for ourselves. We're always here to affect somebody. You choose positive or negative. You choose light and dark. That's another thing, is free will. Like, the way I look at free will, because I am very connected to God, that is the way it is. I don't know how else to explain that, except for when I went into hypnosis, that's right where I went. But when you get into free will, how does one let in more light? So this is kind of how it is, right? It's like you erase your memory. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you're here for. It's like a blank slate on purpose. Because if you can come into nothing and you make the choice to surrender. You made the choice to follow your path, to awaken, to listen to your soul. You made the choice to not hurt that person when you could have chosen to do so. Things of that nature. That's free will, and that's growth into higher light. That's how you become closer to God. So if the spirit realm made you, if God made you, if any other person made you make the choice for good, it doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't count. It has to come from your soul, from yourself. And that's really, truly how you come into higher light. Everything has to be done in free will. Does that mean if you have a purpose that's higher than you, the spirit's going to let you go too far into free will? Not necessarily. They will divinely intervene, right? If they have to. But that's about it. And then still you have to make the choice out of free will through that. Right? So there's a little bit of message of free will in there. But as far as my awakening went, it was very, out of the tragedy, I started searching within, then I started listening to Hertz because that's what was calling my attention. I always talk about that. Music and vibrations are very, very, very important for you. Very purposeful, very healing, and they will help wake you up. So there's that. They help raise your vibration, right? And then from there, I did other things. I did like that soul cleanse thing, which was not exactly enough at all, but that sparked something. And then I followed a few other things. So it would take a while to tell you everything I did, but if you follow me, you get bits and pieces all throughout. But I did a few other things, and the next thing I knew, it was an extremely powerful Kundalini awakening. Then after that, I didn't understand it at the time. And I don't really want to talk about this, but they want me to. Somebody has to hear it. I got messages, I guess you could say, right? They told me who I was. Juniper Bloom Mystique. I'm like, really? Like, it couldn't have been like Sapphire Jones. Like, I couldn't have had a really cool name. You give me Juniper Bloom Mystique. And so what did I do? I looked it up in like history, and it didn't even exist. Like, there was nothing in it. Like, okay, so I wrote it down. Like, I wrote all this stuff down. I have it all written down. And I brought it with me. And I've never really looked back on my writings. It'd be kind of cool to do so. But everything that kept coming through, I kept writing it down. And I didn't understand it, all right? So I think that's... Aw, thank you, Angel. That name is actually very meaningful. And then, like, I'm talking about leaving state. And the state that I looked at, the first thing we saw was Juniper. I'm like, oh, hello. Like, I'm going all the way across the world. That's besides the point. Like, yeah, it's very meaningful. There's a purpose behind my name. There really is. Whoever I am, there's a purpose behind it. It's definitely my soul name, right? So that came through. Then they said I was of goddess descent. That's what they said. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. I remember telling DK when he did my astrology, I'm like, that's nuts. He goes, well, then if that's nuts, then who else can believe it, right? Like, if you don't talk what they bring, then who's going to know about it? And I'm like, oh, well, that's true. Right? And so I accepted that. I just wrote it down and let that alone, even though at first I really didn't accept that. That's all that came through at that point, though. It was a goddess descent. Athena came through right away. First thing I saw. Told me I'm a warrior. I'm like, okay. Warrior goddess. I'm like, this stuff is like out of a comic book. Right? Oh, thank you, Descent. I like the JBM too. It's really cool. I've definitely adapted to that name. I think I would like try to bite anybody who took it from me now. Like, I own the rights to it now, but like at first I didn't. But now I love my name. And it makes a lot of sense. But as far as my awakening goes, it was like these pieces of information. It was random, and they would come through here and there. Now, this is what they told me. And it threw me backwards. And I have to give the message they tell me to tell, because somebody has to hear it. So if it's not for you, let it go. I'm not trying to brag. Somebody has to hear it, okay? But they told me I'm not like the others. That was the first thing I heard. You're not like the others. Well, great. What the frick does that mean? Like, that was my attitude. Well, screw you. I'm out. I don't want to not be like anybody else. Like, why do I have to be different all my life? Like, That was my reaction. Not like the others. Well, screw you, I'm out. Like, who am I? That was my reaction to that. Then they said, because I'm treated pretty badly everywhere I go. Like, I don't know what it is. So I've already had that complex, like, why can I not be normal? Then it was, I had to accept every bit of who I was. Allow myself to be myself. This is what came through, and it took me 2 years to understand it, by the way. So that's part of the message. I'm giving these steps because somebody has to hear it. Allow myself to be myself, accept every bit of who I am, because it's obvious that I'm quite different. Then I was going to do that and change the world, and then watch the world change. That's what they told me. You're Juniper Diplomacy, Goddess Warrior. Athena popped in my head and told me that. And then I heard all that. And I'm like, what the F? I'm crazy. Like, I've been sitting with that for 2 years. Like, this is not normal. And a Kundalini awakening is already powerful. I couldn't see straight. Like, it was like living in a dream. I could see multiple worlds. It felt like that's how it feels like. It was like so powerful. It was very hard to function. When I saw the Bible, I could see certain words popping out, and I knew they were strategically placed. That was also another thing coming through. And that's showing very clearly now, is there's going to be an exposure of the falsehoods of religion, and a rewriting of what's to come and what the reality is. And so I'm really excited for that. I don't care if you don't believe me, just wait. I can't deny any further what I've seen and done. And so that's my journey, right? What's yours? What are you anchoring into? Right? Maybe that there's more than meets the eye to this world. But, I'm telling somebody that because that was the most cryptic crap I've ever experienced. It didn't make sense to me. And it took me 2 years of who the heck am I? And kind of, like I've said, I would do things and then I was channeling. It was like I was two people. Now they finally come together. Now I kind of get what the hell I'm doing while I'm activating the pyramids. It's intense, right? Like, there's a lot going on. I will also tell you that the beings have told me this stuff's never been done before. It's never been done before, you guys. Like, they've told me we've turned back the hands of time. This isn't just talk. I mean, you can say I'm crazy all you want, but I keep trying to say I'm crazy too. It's really hard to live in this reality. And that falls into that, accept every bit of who I am. Because when I do that, it's really a lonely place to be. Because if you're not awake, you probably do think I'm crazy. But just wait. All I can tell you is I don't know how far things are going to go. I don't know what everything fully means. I'm still putting the pieces together of everything I've done, everything I've seen, and all the craziness it felt to me. Let alone the up-leveling I'm doing, and I'm trying to understand that too, because that's intense. And, when I wake up to memories, when I look back through the history that is presented to us, because that's what I've told you guys. I didn't study everything. I was not out to be a card reader. My grandmother was a tarot reader. My other family was into bad things. I computed the two together, and I never wanted to be either one. That's the reality. I shunned every bit of that side when I was younger. So studying Atlantis, studying anything that I've done over the last year did not happen. I still have beings coming into my space, and I'm like, who the heck is this? Malachi is one of them, came through during one of the healing sessions I did. And I'm like, wait, who is that? And I had to stop and look it up. I don't research all of this on the physical plane. Everything I'm telling you comes through the spiritual. And then I have to look through it and go, okay, let me research and let me put things together to make sense for myself. So that's, I guess, the message from Spirit is, who are you listening to? Are you doing your own research? Are you looking into things for what feels real to you? Or are you staying from a limited mind space? What are you anchoring into? Are you going through things that aren't making sense to you right now? That's also part of the message. Give it time, because it took me 2 years to make sense of what the hell I was doing, and I still don't know everything. So that's a lot. So that's what's coming through. That's part of the truth be told that they're pushing for to come through is I can't hide who I am or I'm not doing my part. I have to accept every bit of who I am and allow myself to be myself, right? So when you receive messages, when you start seeing things in a different light, don't put pressure on yourself that it needs to all make sense in one day, because it sure as hell won't. And if it did, your mind might blow up. And that's the reality. That is the reality. And if you don't believe me, just, again, hang in there, but at least keep your heart open so you can hang in there, right? I don't know what's coming. I could sit here and sound crazy and come up with some really cool, crazy stuff, but that's not the reality of my world, and that's not how I'm connected. I don't tell in lies. I can only talk in truths. Straight up cut you to the core with the truth. That's who I am. And I can't help it. And when I don't, I'm not doing justice. What it means to activate all these pyramids, I don't know. But I know this is bigger than all of us. And I can guarantee you that. You're welcome, Jacinth. Yeah, somebody does have to hear it. That's right. And so I can only do what Spirit wants me to do. And that's, again, the thing is, like, Spirit didn't ask me to be like everybody else. They straight told me I was like no other, because they knew I was going to struggle looking outside for answers. I can't find them anywhere. I can tell you I have all the answers, but I don't. I can tell you there's possibilities for everything. I don't know what it means that we split the planet in two, but I do know they're seeing things in space now. I mean, I can tell you what I see in the energetic world. Does it fully make sense to me either? No. Okay. Yeah, we're not alone, all right? And so that's the message. It's like, I know it hurts me. I feel things, and there's people around me that I care about that have hurt me. I'll straight up say it. And I know they look at me like I'm crazy, and it hurts. Like, and that's the reality. And so just make space for that right now. Okay, that's part of that divide got even bigger. I can feel it. Like, it cuts me to the core, right? And being in the psychology field, I'm like, wow, I've already done that. I've already analyzed the fact if I'm crazy, and I can't. Every which way I tried to say that would be the easy way out, wouldn't it? Like, damn, that would be so easy if I could just say, oh, I'm just crazy. Let's just chalk it up to that. Like, put me in a mental ward. And, you can't. I know I'm not. Let's look up at every aspect of who I am. I know I'm not crazy. And so that's that, right? Damn, I can't just say I am. Like, there goes that excuse. Shit. And then you have to look at the whole world. Like, how many people are awake now? How many people can see what people are calling the conspiracy theories? It's not a theory that the media won by getting multiple people to believe in something. They capitalized your power and used it against you, and they're still doing it. And again, the zombie thing, they're paying you they're making you pay to watch the destruction of your own reality. I mean, it's sick. What is that, Angela? It's like 20. What you trying to say, 20? Like, when is it going to end? When I first was doing these videos, I remember mentioning something as like the whole thing would be like a 5-year shift. So if that's the case, you could say we're already into at least 1.5. Right? What do you mean? 20 is something. Oh, yeah. You really want to know what I see as far as people are awake? So that's an interesting word too, Angela. Is because the way I feel into this, because I do feel on a very, very, very deep level in the collective. The way I feel about it is when you ask if people are awake, this like define levels of awake. The guy that I was dating recently, Sean, he was a sweetheart. He really was. He just wasn't for me. Nothing wrong with him. We got along quite well. He was not 100% awake, okay? But he grew up in the religious realm, very godly. God, I loved him. I still love him. And even talking about him, I'm like, oh, I just love him. But so he had that, but he never agreed. Like certain things didn't make sense to him. You know what I mean? And so as far as fully awake, no, he didn't want to fully wake up. He didn't want to have healing that I have. He kept himself at a little bit of a distance from what I do, but he believed in what I do. So he could like see it at a borderline. So is that kind of making sense? It's like, I feel like there's a lot more people awake than we're aware of. There's a lot more people awake that see that something's not right. There are a lot of people awake that are willing to listen to your inner guidance and to know that those things don't feel right. And I think that's all it takes. And so if you take that into consideration, I would say over half the population's awake at this point, because I know myself spent a lot of time waking people up this year, and it's intense what I do, let alone all the light workers I know that have been waking people up for quite a while, right? And so as far as that, Jacinth, as far as you're talking as awake as I am, yes, it's maybe 1%. As far as people like me, there's not many at all. So yeah, there's that talk of the 144,000 light workers, right? Yeah, and they're all awake on different levels, okay? And so it's like, and that's what I would say about, like, I feel like it's not like we had to have enough wake up in order to ascend. That's just the way it is. You can only lift up so much darkness in order to ascend yourself. That's what it is. It's like anybody who does any kind of healing, once you release dark, you can let in light. Once you release sadness, you can let in happiness. That's what it is, right? And so, yeah, we had to have a certain amount to wake up. But as far as people like me, yeah, I would say it's part of the 1%. That's what you hear about. There are certain people that do see on a deep level. I'm the only one I know that's done the work I did. And so when I talk about it, I feel crazy. I do. Because I don't have anybody I can relate to. I don't. And that's okay. That's all right. I've had to accept that. I can't let go of the fact that I did sit on Saturn and raise Atlantis. I did. And it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. Not only did I have that experience, it was painted for me prior. So somebody I know, Martina, I hope she comes back around. She is, she's very Arturian, where they see in color. She can paint what she sees. And one of her first readings she did on me, she painted what she saw. And I'm going to show it. I'll show it again, you guys. I'll show it again. Now, this was a while ago. This was right after I just woke up, and she was kind of waking up. Okay. She didn't understand her gifts, and I didn't understand it back then. Okay. And this was before all of it happened. I'm going to flip and show you what happened. Okay. Look at this painting. Saturn. I kept seeing the triangle with the eye from the day I woke up. Then you've got this portal here, right? I had to raise souls before I could sit on Saturn and raise Atlantis. I had to raise a lot of souls. I went to Mount Shasta and raised souls. I raised souls in Atlantis, my own, and these kids I tried to save. I don't know what the hell that meant. I still don't understand it all. Then there's this angel over here. Like, to be honest with you, I think this is my neighbor. Like, I do. And so this was painted before I did it, you guys. I can't make it up. Like, that's the reality of it. I love Martina. I miss her dearly. Oh yeah, and the Phoenix is in here, and look at the lady with the long hair. Right? So, but somebody needs to hear it. I feel like there's people that watch my channel too that are just for a reason that aren't quite showing up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, no, I'm not crazy like this. And so the message is at the very least, if, you're looking at it from a perspective of this is crazy, take it beyond me. Like, go look at everything. Look at things from a different light. Like, define crazy, please, because do a test on me. I've already had a psych eval, by the way. Hello, I'm a psychology degree. Go ahead and do another one on me. I dare you. Put me in hypnosis. Do whatever you want to do. Research things. Find other media outlets. See what they're saying. Just give it time and space, but keep your heart open. That way you can ascend. Okay? It is a cool painting, right, Angela? Yeah. Aw, thanks, Kathleen. Yeah, see, descent. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. That happened before I did all that, you guys. When she showed me this painting, I'm like, what does this mean? And she didn't know how to read it yet. You know what I mean? She just painted what she saw. We didn't understand it. Again, another message I got that took 2 years for me to download and decipher and get what it means. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I just noticed there's an angel under Saturn. You want to know who I worked with to raise it? It was Hermes. All of a sudden, Hermes was there with me, and I sat on Saturn, and I lassoed Atlantis, is what I saw, and I raised it. And then not only did we do that, we combined Atlantis with the Earth, okay? My very first one, we lassoed her and lined her up with the moon. This has been like several different times I've moved the Earth. And so that's when I tell you, is flooding going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Atlanta's flooded. I keep hearing changes of tides coming in Sacramento, San Francisco, whatever I said. I think Amy's definitely seen me say that one a couple. You guys, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is we have to be open to the fact that something's different, something's happening, and maybe I should start listening to my inner guidance, because that's the other part of the message is you want to know the ways we communicate and we start anchoring into higher light and being able to mend this divide. You guys, they're showing me it's starting to mend now. So we're going to start seeing this divide begin to mend now, whatever that means. But what was I saying? For the first time I went off track. Is that, oh yeah, the communication. So we are going into new forms of communication, higher forms of communication. If you cannot hear your body, and that is what all these medications would do, that is what the vaccines were number one very good at doing, is detaching you from my body. Your body, my oldest, he's had the most. He has a really hard time getting visuals. He's had a lot of issues. It's not the prettiest. And I worry about that. And I try to do healings on him and things like that. But if you're unable to listen to your body, you're not able to communicate in the higher levels. You're not able to do the healing you need to do in order to ascend. And that's the way it goes. And so the biggest thing you could do is cleanse your system and listen to what your body says, right? You don't have to listen to me. Oh, man. Well, I was drawn to the east. I'm like, crap, I'm only a couple states away from... But if that's the case, we don't have time. Because you guys, I've already been activating the pyramids. And I'm not going to I tried to quit. I tried to freak out. I'm like, I quit. I don't want to do it anymore. But I've been going to them. So I'm going to tell you the ones I've gone to and in the order that I went to them. The first one was Israel. The second one was Machu Picchu, Peru. The third one was Brazil. And they're each a little different, but it's mostly just bringing the light. I literally touch them and it's like, boom, and they light up and the ground shakes underneath me and then I'm out. And then after that one, it was Fiji. So that was my workshop that the people did with me. And we went there and that was a big activation and the gods rose out of Fiji. And we activated the pyramid underwater there. And that is when Poseidon took over that one. That's what happened. I can't make this up. And I had witnesses. But anyways, that one. And then it was, I think, Thailand. Thailand was the last one. And I remember the jungle. It was like very dense and it was very wet. And it was like I kept saying the jungle. Where am I? The jungle. And then I heard Thailand. And so then, of course, I researched these things and I'm like, oh shit, there really is pyramids there. Yeah. Yeah. So Yeah, if I'm going to be leaving to the east, I'm going to be doing it soon. So I've already opened up the energetic field. And so we'll see what opens up. I've already found my place I want to go. So we'll see what that means, you guys. But I don't know what this means. I really don't know what this means. And so tomorrow is my workshop for activating all the pyramids with the Pleiadians and with Ashtar. And that sounds crazy, doesn't it? It sounds insane. And again, I don't research this stuff. Never did, shunned it. Was not a druggie, right? Like I equated it with that stuff. And I shunned it. I really, truly did. I shunned it. I always had something. It was always there. I was always a healer by touch. Always knew things, always saw things, always had dreams. Very protected. I was very protected. But I just kept detaching from it. But now, yeah, it's like very relevant. I can't hide from it anymore, so now I have to research it. It does sound exciting, but I don't I don't know what that means. After Atlantis happened, I signed some contract to bind my soul there and those kids. I was very upset, and I didn't think that they were going. I thought I was going to be able to save them. Like that's what I was there to do. And I don't know what went wrong. And I don't know why I drowned. I don't know all of it, but I know that played into it. And as I've activated the pyramids, you guys, I'll tell you how they showed me. We put the pyramids together. So a while ago, right? Not anytime recently. And I even told Sean about this one, is that they showed me how the pyramids were built energetically. People like me. We pulled in the energy, just like I raised the crystal. Like there is a lot more to the power that we house. It's a lot intense when you think about it, but it's true. And people, as myself, created them when the earth was created because Atlantis was going down. So take that for what it's worth. Yeah. So take that for what it's worth. Okay. I feel like the earth and I are very connected. Pyramids were put there for transport. That's the way I look at it. I knew they were like ascension portals. They're energy portals. I can tell you that. And I know as I activate them, I'm shooting light through them. That's all I know. I don't know. I don't know if that's a way for people to, I don't know, right? And I don't like to think about, I'm not going to put my thoughts into what it means exactly. I'm just telling you from what I've gathered, what the possibilities might be. Yeah. Okay, so Jacinth says, yes, it sounds insane, but having witnessed, she's done a lot of my workshops with me, firsthand the activations I have done in the last year, she doesn't doubt it. She's a believer. Not to mention I woke her up too. So Jacinth has been actually healing a lot through me as well this last year. She has come a long way, and she's a part of healing that Religion connection with Mary Magdalene. So I'm really excited about that. And I know there's new forms of things going to be presented and truth's going to be presented. And I'm really excited for that. And I know the whole earth is not going down. I know that. Right? I said in the very beginning, which I didn't know I was a big part of what's bringing it about. I'm sorry. But I didn't know is that, it's like as above, so below. It's not the end of days, but it is absolutely the end of ways. Okay. And that's what it is, you guys. And I'm struggling too. Like I am. It's been a lot. And if you really want to know what I've been through, I have not been functioning for me this last 2 years. I haven't. My whole life has been a mission. This last solid year, straight, nonstop. Ask Pamela. It was almost every day, and I would come through with, I'm tired. And I didn't understand it all either. It was like nuts. Whoa, Lacey. See, I didn't know that either. Well, I released them. What the hell does that mean? See? Oh, and I saw them, Lacey. And not only did I release them, I had to process them. And at that time, Donita can attest to this, that she was at that workshop too. I had to take like a month off after that one because I had to process all of those souls. Like, it wasn't just releasing them. I felt their pain. I felt their torture. I heard the crying, the moaning. And it was literally, I had to take a month off. So, I feel better speaking my truth, and it's what it is. I can't not, right? Like, I was like, and Pamela's like, well, maybe not until it's all done. And I'm like, but I might lose a few souls that I was meant to wake up to, Like, I think all it's going to take is opening that heart space and being able to listen to your body. I do need to write a book, Lacey, so that's also what's coming through. Yes, Donita says that was a rough one. Yes, Mount Shasta clearing was a rough one. And I cried. And I think after we did that one, there was a disaster within the earth too. So after each one, something happened. One was Turkey, where like 30 people died. And I was getting upset. And I even told God, I'm not going to do this anymore. And he straight said it would be worse otherwise. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I don't. Like, I'm shaking even talking about it. I did each one. Yep. Yeah, and there was hundreds. And so it was a whole month I had to take. And this whole year, my life has been like that. And so if you want to look from the outside, I've had hard times functioning in moments like that. Like, doing dishes was the last thing on my mind after I processed 1,000 dead kids out of a mountain, Or today we released a lot of Native American souls out of Titicaca and Shasta. And I could feel them, and I could see them being scalped. And I know they were all strategically planned battles, and it just don't feel good, Not to mention we went to Manitou, and I undid the darkness there. And so I'm like, okay, all I wanted was a safe home and a safe environment for my kids, not to save the world. Like, I didn't ask for that. Like, I really didn't. But my whole life, this whole last year, has not been mine. Talk about sacrifice. So, with all that heaviness being said, that's what's coming. We are going to start mending the divide. So you guys, I can't tell you if there's going to be a flood that's going to cause change. I can't tell you if Trump's going to stick to his plan, because his sole purpose was to oust Truce. I don't know how everything's going to play out. I can only guarantee you that I can't undo what I did. I love you too. I do. Right? So Jacinth says she felt their souls during the workshop too. It was heavy. And so you're right. I've got emotions going through, but right now I can't. The processing is just not. Tomorrow I've got the last activation of the pyramids workshop. So honestly, thank you even for saying so. He's going to talk right now. Oh my gosh, my throat just went. Oh. Well, let's see what happens with that. I was feeling some anxiousness, like, in my solar plexus right before we got on. So I don't know. I can't tell you everything. All I can tell you is I know what I've done, and I know what I've done is major, and it's stuff that's never been done. So we can't look back through history. I know Egypt would flood several times over. I know Atlantis flooded, and I felt responsible. Okay. Cool. Let me know, because I have to protect my energy a lot right now. Like, I can't even be on Facebook. I can't. My stomach turns. It went way against, like, a lot of people on there I knew were from the thing I came from, and they went dark. Some are going to come back, but they went dark. Yeah, because I really have given up my life this last year, Lace. Like, it's not been about me. It's been longer than that, right? But it's been super, super, super intense, you guys. Like, I'm not kidding you when I tell you this whole last year I lived for what I had to do. And I did it all awake, all during meditations, all during the workshops that they gave me. And I still have Recovering Humanity on the board. Yeah. And so for those that are watching me that have unfollowed me and followed me and unfollowed me and followed me and just assumed that I was crazy, I'm asking you to just ask more questions. Be willing to ask yourself if you can listen to your body. Be willing to look across the whole wide world and see how many people like me there are now. I can understand if a handful being a conspiracy theorist, but not as many as we are, right? Like there's something with that. Okay. There is something. And go ahead, look at, if you want to call me crazy, come spend a week with me. I'm too freaking logical to still be crazy. Like I know what crazy is, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not that great to manipulate a crazy thing, right? Like I'm not a sociopath. I can't lie. Good Lord, I can't lie. It'll eat me alive and I'll have nightmares if I lie. There's something wrong with me there, right? So just look at that. I have to be able to tell my truth. And it's taken me a long time to do it. I don't like to do it. I have told Pamela this morning I quit. I told her I don't want to be crazy. I told God I don't want to be crazy. I go outside and I could feel that being projected at me and it hurts. It hurts really badly. And the way I was treated, and I don't like it, you know, but that makes me sad. It's like I don't want to lose people either. You don't want people to not see it, you know, it's not our choice. It's big. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. Yeah, Jacinth. So that's funny you said that, you guys. It's funny you said that. Whoever I am, they attribute it to, so I did my own Akashic records and I went straight to God. And that was the first time. It was like, I saw the book, I saw the library, and then all of a sudden I was higher and I saw him. I did. He was not in physical form. He's energy moving, and he's always sitting down. It's like sitting on a throne, like almost like when you're talking to your father, right? Like, but I was still looking up and this is what I saw, and he's moving, you know, he's energy. He's just all energy, and he could be whatever you want him to be. He can be feminine. If you wanted him to be feminine, he could be whatever you need, whatever feels good to you to see. That's what he'll be. He's everything. He's all of us in one, right? That's really, and I saw him and he told me I'm of the highest light. And I didn't know what that meant. And then Sandalphon comes to me as a seraphim angel, and nobody else understood what that was and why. And I'm like, what does that mean? And now, after this last little bit, it changed. Like, I don't even know how to express that. Like, I even told somebody that I feel like when I go home, I'm not even going home. Like, I don't know where I'm going now. But it's different. Like I don't know if I'll ever come back here again. I don't, but if it's like Atlantis, you're damn straight I am, because that was my home. And they would live like 400 years, right? And they were like 8 foot tall. And when I did that, I saw new animals coming and things, and they were big. So damn straight I'll be coming back for that. I want my heaven on earth. Shoot. As crazy as it sounds. It's crazy. It sounds crazy. From a psychologist standpoint, it sounds absolutely nuts. It does. It truly does. It sounds crazy. But that's when you know you're not listening to your body. Because anybody who can feel anything right now knows this is bigger than them. Right? It's bigger than them. It's bigger than us. It's just... it's bigger than us, you know, and look back at all the crazy people. They would tell you, oh, the world's going to end on this day. Oh, screw that. And no, I don't think so. Matter of fact, I've been saying the world's not going to end. It's not the end of days, but it's the end of ways. So if you choose to anchor in the old ways that are asking you to let them go, you might end up where you don't want to go. It's like that's what he's been waiting on, is everybody to make their choices. You can't go against free will, right? Are you going to make your choice? Everybody had to make certain choices, you guys. That's what it's about. Each soul had to make certain choices along their path, whatever this all means. And I wish Martina was still around me, you guys. Like a while ago, you know, she had some things to do, you know what I'm saying? But I heard she's coming back. Right, Angela? Yeah, that's pretty interesting too. And I used to feel that way too until I aligned with my higher self recently. And now I feel like I'm all the same person. Now, when I go into the pyramids, I know what I'm doing. And I know that there's a possibility. I don't know it's a possibility. I know this is going to change the world. But it's like, I wish Martina would look now and be able to look at this painting, you know what I mean, and learn. And I'm showing it in hopes that maybe she does. You never know. And be able to learn how powerful her gift is as well. It's like, you can't make this stuff up. We could not make this. This would be quite the playwright. You know what I'm saying? Quite the playwright. That's all I can say. And if you think we're the ones who are brainwashed, wait till you hear who did what killing and who mingled who and who killed the souls that people like me and myself have released. Just wait. Do your research. Look elsewhere. Right? Well, now I feel like I got to hurry up and get the hell out of Colorado. Come on, Spirit, open up the door for me to get to where I want to go, because I don't want to perish. I don't want to go down here. I don't. Colorado's pretty low. I need to get out of here. So that's that. So I sit with that like every day, knowing what possibly could come, knowing how close I am to coming. I don't know. You know, I hope I get to spend time enjoying everything. Hell, I put the work in to make it here, right? I gave up my whole life for it. At least let me enjoy it. That's all I'm asking for, right? That's all I'm asking for. So let's pull the Maria for the collective. Let's see what's up there. Furried and Feathered Friends. I love this card. I love this card. I don't know why it's crooked. I guess my camera is a little... I love this card. Whenever I pull this card, I get so many feels through it. Like, the colors are so beautiful, and my camera doesn't do that justice at all. It is such... And what this is telling me is unity, right? All souls united. That's what I'm hearing. All souls united. And I also feel like if you pay attention to the animals, they're talking to you. Like, they know things. They know what's up. Pay attention to their movements. Pay attention to their actions right now. And that's very interesting, because my dog wouldn't even get off my... She's so lovey to me today. But they're talking. So even like on a mass level, like, pay attention to things in the world right now is what I'm hearing, because they're going to give signs. Okay, so pay attention to our furried and feathered friends, because they are going to let us know things are coming ahead of time. Huh, I didn't expect that message. All right, G. I suppose that means if you say an unusual flock of birds flying somewhere, head that way, right? Let's go. Like, oh my gosh, like, they don't usually migrate. Aww. I love that. How cute. So cute. All right. You guys, I don't know how to be me right now. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm trying to stop doing the work I'm doing, but I can't stop now. It's already too late and I have to finish it up. What it's going to cause, I don't know. And thank God you guys see me and don't think I'm crazy either, because people got to know something's coming. They need to wake up. If there's any other people who can wake up, they need to wake up. Yes. See? Her dog too. She talks with her eyes. Yes. Me too. I was asking Angel, I'm like, hey, Angel, when I do the pyramids, do you feel anything? She just looks at me like, who? I'm like, do you feel anything in the earth? Like, I just would love to know. I would love to know if you feel anything within the earth. I wish they could talk on a deeper level, right? Like, they do talk to you through energy, through emotions, just the same. Like, I could hear them, but I still feel like they're not used to us being able to understand them, you know? And so in time, it might be deeper levels of communication. I really do feel that way. Yeah, me too. Aw. And I was thinking of having her with me during my live, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do the meditation with her tomorrow. You guys can see her. Yes. So pets are always in the moment. That's exactly it, Angela. And they don't do things to detach from their body either. So they could feel everything in their body. Okay. Cats, dogs, all of them. Right. Just pay attention. They communicate in many, 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 many ways. By everything that they do is a communication. And so you've got to be able to tune in. And so same thing with you, right? Like, as a person, if you can't be like your dog and listen to every aspect of yourself, you might be missing something crucial for you right now. Right now, this is no joke. You want to talk about what the Bible depicts? Fine. I'm a prophet, you guys. Wake up. I did some major work. We can't deny it. Like, some stuff has been done this year. Tons of people are changing. Tons of people are waking up. Shit is actually happening. Like, it's not just coming from my mouth, right? Like, this is what they talked about. End of days. It's just not the end of days. Yes, they shake all the yuck off. Yep. Aww. Oh. You could absolutely, Jacinth. Absolutely. Also try to feel into him, right? Feel into his energy. So that speaks to my awakening. When I first woke up, of course, mine was extremely crazy and that's powerful. I get that. Not everybody has the same experience, but there was a squirrel bouncing around on my roof, like going crazy all of a sudden, like out of nowhere. I was outside watching the clouds morph into hearts, right? They were like literally talking to me. And this is after one of the things I'd done for healing. And the squirrel's like bouncing around, not normal behavior. And instead of my reaction of go away, like get afraid of the squirrel or oh, it was like I tuned in. And I don't know how else to explain that other than to drop within and see what you feel. Once I did that, I could tell he had little bugs on him, driving him nuts. And so I sent light through him and he immediately stopped moving. And I could see the bugs falling off. And then it was like this barrier. So I knew they weren't coming back. Like, this is why I didn't understand it at first. And then the squirrel was fine. And he walked to the edge of the roof and he looked at me kind of like a thank you. It was like, thank you. And I just told him, you're welcome. And he left. And so you could do that. You could try to tune in, or you could look up what raccoon represents as far as a spirit animal. They may have a message for you there as well. But that is how you communicate to animals. If you cannot listen to your body, you're not going to hear their body. That's the only difference, you guys. It is incredibly cool. It is. It is. You're right. And with all the, Jacinth, when you first started coming to me, do you remember all the problems in the lungs and all the mucus and stuff and all of that stuff going on? And could you imagine trying to tune in then? Try it now. Especially after today's healing, right? Give yourself a little bit of time after today's shadow work, but try to tune in now and see if you can't read what that animal is trying to tell you. During intimate moments, you guys, I get visuals of what they want. Like, that's because I can tune completely into my body. I'm extremely sensitive. Lacey's on here. She grew up with me. I've always been so freaking sensitive. Now I know why. Okay, that's not a bad thing. You have to be in tune or allow them to flow. I still have a lot of healing to do, obviously, but you have to be able to let them flow and be able to feel them to read all of our languages. So let's see what other card for the collective we've got right now. Of course, the infinite. Higher frequencies of light coming in. Higher communications. That's what I was just talking about. Yeah, we are coming into higher forms of communication. Okay. And we can't do that. You can't let the infinite flow through you if you're blocking it with hardcore drugs. Any drugs. If you're blocking it with ego, if you're blocking it with this new vaccine that they're trying to push, which I honestly believe is more of a fear thing right now. Like, I feel like they're just using it right now. I don't feel like it's going to be distributed like it was going to be. Something's telling me that, whatever that means yet remains to be seen. I knew by March that we were going to see changes, and I can see the mask going away. Little did I know I was going to be activating the pyramids by March, because tomorrow's March 1st and my last one. And I don't know where we're going. I don't know what it means yet. All right. Again, I can't guarantee, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is what's guaranteed to happen. They don't tell me. If I knew everything, I'd probably try to stop you. If I knew everything, I probably wouldn't have done it. I can guarantee you that. I can also guarantee you I can't undo what I did. And I can guarantee you I gave up my life to do it. You know? So what are you anchoring into? Are you willing to accept? Are you awakening? Do I say anything today that triggers you? That makes you say, that's what's happening to me. Maybe now I need to go, The things that make you go, right? What else? Truth be told. Okay, so that's also coming through. This was my truth, but I feel like that's not just from that. It's men divide and truth be told. Okay, so truth be told to mend the divide. That might be what's coming up. I'm going to do another messages in the morning and a guided meditation tomorrow. I might do the guided meditation live. We'll see how that goes. I did get a really cool microphone, so I could take it with me with my phone now and do recorded videos that way too. So I'm really excited about that. You're so welcome, Kathleen. I don't know what you're thanking me for. I just did what I did. I did who I am, right? That's who I am, you guys. That's who God is. God is for everybody. God doesn't judge. Like, what is righteousness? That came up today too, didn't it? We removed a lot of that word today. It is a false word, righteousness. Like, God doesn't divide anything. He's all about love. You're the only one who brings the separation, right? Oh my gosh. The portal keeper. Is that who I am? Oh, you're welcome. Maybe I'm just the portal keeper, Kathleen. Like, how funny is that just came through? Maybe I'm just a portal keeper and I'm just activating the portals and I'm reversed the hands of time and I'm a god that came down to do it. Like, that sounds crazy. But I mean, it is the reality of what I've been living in. So I don't know what it means. Take it for what you want to take it. I'm not judging me. Don't judge me. I can only tell you my reality. But isn't that a beautiful card, though? And this, I was thinking of cats, too. Like, cats and dogs are so different, aren't they? Cats are natural healers. Dogs are also healers. It's just a total different way. Like, cats are just a different energy. So beautiful, so powerful, nonetheless. I love it. Makes me miss my kitty. I gotta move. I need to get the hell out of Dodge. Anywho, that's my plan. Yes, that is a cat. It looks like an Egyptian cat. Angela said, is that a cat? So I'm gonna get it closer. Isn't it beautiful? She looks, and look what she's wearing. Egyptian, right? Egyptian energy. And I've been spending a lot of time thinking about Egypt and doing a little bit of research on Egypt, and the gods would come in and they would have multiple floods. And then they would up level and do better. And then the last god, or the last one that was in charge, became corrupt, and they collapsed his pyramid. They collapsed his tomb. So that speaks volumes in itself, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yep, the Sphinx. Oh my gosh. And I'm a Leo. I don't know, you guys. Maybe I am part of that. I don't know who I am. I would love and welcome another hypnosis. I'm not afraid. So that's another thing is, if you really want to question if I'm crazy, I dare you to work with me. Those who have worked with me will tell you I will change your life in a good way. Doesn't he have a cute alien-like face? I know. He's so cute. You guys, there was this Instagram post I posted, and she's an alien, and I'm looking at her going, damn, I look like her. I do. I kind of look like an alien. It's pretty sad. But cool. So whatever that is, I need to get the heck out of Dodge. That's my plan. So maybe I'll just take all this money and run somewhere, somehow, some way. And, I would just tell you all to just be mindful, right? Be able to connect with home. Home is where the heart is. That's the meaning behind that. Home is where the heart is. It's not outside of you. It's not the house in which you reside in. Home is in your heart space. That is every bit of who you are. That is everything you need to know. That is every piece of knowledge is in your home. Are you willing to tap in? Are you willing to tap in and listen? Are you willing to surrender when God says you've got to do this and it hurts? Are you willing to do it? That's where every bit of everything you need to know is. And when that made sense to me, it was like a light bulb came on. When home is where the heart is, made sense to me that it was no longer on the outside of you, right? Always searching for the home on the outside. Where's my home? It's always right here. Yeah. Right? Since I thought so too with that alien. She is beautiful. I know. I want her eyes. Oh, that was cool. Yeah. So who wants a surrender card? I'll do a surrender card before I log off. Who wants a surrender card? What it is, and we need to surrender. I like these cards because they will tell you what you need to surrender, even if it's something you didn't realize you needed to surrender. Then when you do, you're like, holy majoli. That's crazy. It's true. Angela says, sure. Kathleen says, sure. All right. Angela is first. All right. So I feel like pay attention. What are your triggers lately? What's triggering you lately? Because you've got shadow pieces going like excuse me. Yeah. That's that. Pay attention to your triggers. They're part of your shadow you need to release, and then surrender to receiving support and love. You are a tough bird. You're the one that always has to keep everything together. You're the one they go to fix everything. You are the glue that keeps your home a home. You're the heart that's everybody's home, right? But you have a very hard time going, damn it, this is too much. Okay, and that's what I'm hearing. I'm going to read this backwards. You ready? Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything Yourself. Isn't that what I just said? And I'm reading it backwards, so I sound funny. Ah, interesting. Hi, Gigi. Cool. You're okay, Gigi. It's been a lot of talking and a lot of reality stuff you probably already know about me, so don't worry about it too much. But then it says this can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Do I have that right? I just read that backwards in the camera, y'all. That's some talent right there. Can a crazy person do that? No, I'm just kidding. Probably, maybe. But isn't that cool? And I love the colors. So I'm feeling also like divine support. So I feel like you like to take control of things also. And so you have a really hard time surrendering to the fullest degree and allowing the divine light to guide you. Okay. And as I said that, I released something for you. So excuse me. How rude, right? How stinking rude. Okay. So I hope that helped you, Angela. I just dropped a card. All right. Let's see. Angela, Kathleen. Surrendering is hard, Jacinth. It's not an easy thing to do, but once you fully do, you're going to align with your higher self. So don't put pressure on yourself. You are surrendering in layers. Remember that. It can't happen like in one day, generally speaking. Everything is in layers. Okay. So we had Angela, and now we've got Kathleen. Dawn, Jacinth, were you wanting a surrender card or are you good? Yes. Yeah. So you've got to let that in because it's going to take you to higher lights, okay? And a different career. Absolutely. Gigi, I'm doing a surrender card. Okay, cool. All right. So we've got Kathleen next, then Jacinth, and then Gigi. Or no, sorry. Then Dawn Berry. Forgive me. She does too. And then Gigi. Okay. All right. Kathleen M. Oh, okay. All right. Is there a pregnancy in the family? You need to pay attention. Again, that's coming through. Search for a pregnancy. All right. Because that is somebody you love coming back through, and you'll know exactly who. And then just do some repairing on that broken heart. Okay. All right, Kathleen. I feel like this is going to be a big one for you. All right. And this goes with that stubbornness. Surrender to effortlessness. And look at her. Allow yourself to feel that. Divinely free. Okay, Kathleen. All right. Allow yourself to surrender to effortlessness. I read backwards once. I don't know if I want to do it again. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So think of it as water. Think of it as water, Kathleen. Spend some time allowing water to, and I think I've said this to you before, but allow water to wash over your hands. And I want you to pay attention to how it moves and to how when something comes against it, what it does to go around it. Okay. Just pay attention to how water works. And then when things happen, drop into watching water. It's as simple as that. All right. Don't make it too complicated. Like, how the hell do I flow with water? I get that can be a complicated task. That's like telling somebody who's never known what love feels like to love themselves. They don't know. You have to break it down. Right. And so what Spirit's saying for you is that it's just really simply about allowing yourself to connect with water and how it flows over your hands, and then use that moment, like sit with it in meditation like that, watching the water flow. And then in moments of difficulty and moments of heartache and moments of challenging or changing times, allow the water to flow over your hands. Just sit with that feeling, sit with that visual until you get an answer, until things flow by, type of a thing. Okay. Cool. All right. And then we have We'll do Don, Barry, and then Jacinth. Okay, and then Gigi. Don, Barry, Jacinth, and Gigi. Gigi. All right. No wonder I'm being drawn all the way across the US's of A. All right. Don, right? Don Berry. Okay. Surrender, defensiveness. So I'm reading into it as well. And as I did, I get a little bit of sourness in my tummy. And the message on the card is not exact for you. All right. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness, and that's what it's saying. And that I don't like that. That does not resonate with you. It's a sign of a wound, not weakness. It does not mean you're weak. And I feel like you've maybe attributed it. So I feel like your bar is quite high. Your expectation of self is quite high. And the song We're Going Through Changes came out for you. You are changing at a soul level. You're changing on an internal level rapidly, like uncontrollably. And I feel like I can see you like waking up, like, was that real? Like, did that just happen? Like, what is really going on? And they're saying yes. They are saying yes. So you are so you're traveling at night. Pay attention to the defensiveness because it is just what needs to be healed. It's not a weakness. It's just a wound that has surfaced. Okay, so it's like a trigger of the shadow self. But stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. So it's not about responding at all. This is about an internal battle. All right, stay centered and listen to your inner voice. Okay, does that make sense for you? And that's what I'm seeing for you. And as I did that, I got quite tired. So I feel like I'm hearing transcending. So you're going through a lot and you're going to be feeling tired. I feel like it's a lot. Okay. Answer your questions. Don, Barry. And why I kept hearing Nicholson. Why am I hearing Nicholson? It's a Don Nicholson Barry. I kept hearing that. And I look at your name and I'm like, there's no Nicholson. Was that me or is there a message there for you? There's no Nicholson on here. And where the hell is Roger? Liar. Whatever. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. So whatever, if that resonates with you, then let it resonate with you. Again, sometimes the messages come up in the future. Something to do with Nicholson, because when I say your name, I hear Don Nicholson Barry. Are you serious? That's your maiden name? Okay. Well, then that's validating your message, I would say, to an umpteenth degree. Because I don't think I know you. Yeah, then I would take, yep. So that's definitely a validation. Okay. You are a healer. I don't know if you've fully tapped into that, but there's more coming for you as well. More like psychic type, like whatever you want to do with it. You've got it all. Yeah. This is really cool. I love your energy. So thank you. All right. Jacinth. I got to take these down because I wanted to give you a surrender card and they're saying no. Jacinth, whatever we said to surrender to in the workshop is for you right now as well. That's your surrender. What was it? Divine timing. Yeah. Yeah. So you get a Lemuria card. But your biggest thing you got to surrender to is divine timing. Absolutely, right? I know. Isn't that cool? Like, we don't have to. Spirit knows how to deliver message. They'll do it through other people. It don't matter. If you're open to listening, you'll receive your message in some way, shape, or form. Even if they have to break your damn toe. I just got chills. Divine timing, yes. Even if they have to break your toe or break your arm, right, Gigi? Oh, wait, Gigi, you wanted a message too, right? Can't forget about my Gigi. Yeah. And so they will break your toes. They will break your wrists. They will cause people to hurt you and leave because they're taking the trash out for you, because you won't. Right? So that's what's up. All right. They don't like to mess with free will, but they won't allow you to kill yourself if it's not your time to go. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can only grow through free will, but you still have a path. And you can't deviate too far. Like, you can get stuck and play in the motions. Become a druggie, not move forward, and then carry that karma with you. That's your choice. It's all about karma. What are you creating for yourself, right? How far do you want to detach from God? It's not about righteousness. Forget the righteousness bullshit. Nobody's better than anybody. It's where are you at in growth? Shit. I don't think people would want to surrender what I've had to surrender, right? All right. Just synth and then my GG. Let's see what's up. Right there. All right, Jacinth. This one's so beautiful. So I'm really also being drawn to the green. And I have never pulled this card before, ever. And it's Manifestia. And I'm like, okay, does that mean she's ready to manifest? Like, we're always manifesting, right? But I think what this is really telling me is you've done a lot of work. And you know you've done a lot of work. But this means that you've come into a new place. Okay. You've come into a new vibration. You've come into a higher state of consciousness, and it is going to allow you. So also be mindful of your thought space. Okay. Because you are creating at a rapid pace. And this goes with how my things have changed too. Like, I don't have to set up the boundaries and call in all these energies. The moment I create the space in general, it already starts to work, right? Like, I woke up feeling our shadow selves attacking me that day, and I didn't even create the space yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so it's super important for you to realize that you've come into that higher light, and that whatever you focus on, you're creating in lightning speed now. Okay, and so play games with it. Number 36. What was that one anyways? Oh, yeah. Number 36. Yep, you got it. And you add those together, it's also 9, which is also a higher frequency number as well. So, yeah. I just said that, Lacey. That's funny. 3 and 6 is 9, which equals spiritual. Yeah. So, and a higher frequency, right? So, yes, absolutely. So there you go. Okay, Gigi. You're so welcome. So welcome. And I just saw 228. That's a new one. 228. So anywho. All right, Gigi. Are you being honest with self? Bam. Spirit just said bam. Like, they just laid it all out. Just with that, Gigi. I don't have nothing else to say. Mic drop, I'm out. That's how they made me feel. Okay, Gigi. Are you being honest with yourself? Mic drop. And then it was, bye, Jacinth. And then it was surrender to passion. And that explains why I heard goddess light. You've got to let more goddess light in. Allow yourself to feel like a sexual beast. We all have needs. I know this is coming through. It's what's coming through. I gotta lay it all out there. Mic drop moments for you today. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people and activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Woman, surrender to the goddess love inside of you and let your heart's desires be of importance. And by golly gee gosh, ask for them and receive them. Like, I'm not asking, like, this is what I want. Step in or step out. All right, Gigi? Spirit is telling you to take charge of your passion. Is that what it was? I just started. Yep, that's what it was. Passion. Do you hear that? I hope you've got all that, Gigi. Surrender to your passion. Let more of that beautiful, loving light in there. And I feel like temptress. Like I hear temptress. So I feel like whatever you want and need, you'll get it. And it's okay. It's beautiful, right? So it's almost like you've questioned, is that okay? And they're saying yes. Astounding. Sound the horns. Go get it. Take it. Be that temptress. It's okay. There is no negative aspect to that other than what we've put on it. And so keep in mind, do you want to hurt people? You know, it's not about cheating on our husband, right? It's about giving our husband what we need and what they need. And that's okay. And there is another level of intimacy for you there. Okay. That was a beautiful message, Gigi. I'm going to come into some of that. All right. So I really liked that a lot. And on that note, I'm going to sit here and manifest the heck out of leaving the state. So be mindful. All right. Let's just be mindful. This was a really good live. A lot of info came through in this live. I hope you guys are able to receive everything that came through as much as I was able to give it, because it was a lot. It was a risk for me, and it feels good to let it out, but it's my reality. I can't deny it anymore. Oh, Gigi, she said we just had a conversation about that yesterday. So did I validate that for you? Are you on the right track? Thank you, Angela. It was beautiful readings, wasn't it? Enjoy. Oh, I'm so excited. I would say give me all the deets, but I don't think I want all the deets. Oh, you're so welcome. Yep, good. All right. Don't share all the details, right? Only some. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming, and thanks for allowing me to, at the very least, entertain you, up-level somebody, give somebody info they needed, and so on and so forth. Yeah, let's just ride this wave. The biggest thing, though, you guys, is pay attention, because they're going to start mending the divide whenever that's coming. It's in the energetic field, right? And so according to divine timing, it's in the energetic field. It will be coming soon, right? All right. Whoop, whoop, air fives. Psh, psh, psh. I will talk to you all later. I'm going to go get ready before my kids come home at 3. All right. So much love to all of you. By the way, I have new candles I'm listing on my website, and I'm so excited about these. They're really cool. So check them out. They're at least fun to see what I'm doing and maybe get some ideas off of. So much love. Peace out. By the way, y'all make very good decisions. I will see you later. Bye. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, Bella.